Why is everything fighting me tonight? Are we live? I think we're actually live. Show me the preview. That way I can get on with what I'm trying to do. Hey. No shit, streaming error. Okay, so, anyway. Stream party. I believe we are actually live, so. Still want to remove those road patches. And fix the manhole covers, because get down over here and manhole covers just seem to be in inappropriate locations. You've got one in the center down there, then this one's offset, then this one's offset. Yeah, we'll fix those later. But what I'm actually working on right now is, it's like there should be a tree there, but there's not. Little things that bug me. Alright, so working on vendor. I don't know if you're familiar with this map. This is just placeholder till I actually get time to build a map. But this is going to be my mask vendor and general stuff. Cosmetic vendor, essentially. So when you come over here, you'll talk to this guy, and you can shop from these masks. All I've done is put the pedestals in and put a, well, there's just one item, and then I can just change the actual item on there. These are just for display purposes. They don't, you can't interact with them whatsoever. So you can take a look, see what masks are available, and there's 21 of them. And you got that one's just called Beanie. That one's called Balaclava, Alien Mask, Chicken, Clown. That one's called Construction, Fox, Gas Mask, Glasses, Cap, Hockey, and of course, you know, Horse, Luchador, Panda, Paper Bag, Simple Man, Simple Robber, Simple Woman, and you got Tiger, Donald Trump, and a welding mask. So actually I haven't made them work yet. It's really easy to do that. And then the vendor itself, when you come over here, you'll be able to press a key, press the E key, and a window will pop up, allow you to do your shopping, and then you can walk away or just close it and go from there. Alright, so yeah, I'm getting a little bit better. I run that humidifier when I sleep, and I didn't do it last night, so the entire day I've had a freaking stuffed up head to go along with tooth issues and everything else. I have done the on duty right now, simply bound to the one key. So if you're admin class, when you go on duty, you will actually be in the FBI uniform. So that's what admins will wear. And then you get one again, and it'll toggle it back off. And go to your phone. Of course, you know, we got your dance stuff here. So you can still do your dance. Smooth on this one. This is actually going to be the final. The button right here. If you're a normal player, well, first off, you can hit G. I'm the admin because I'm the host. So you can see it says admin in the upper left. And if you hit this, then I get an admin panel here, and I can do mod maker. Of course, these are all going to change, but the mod maker, I'll demonstrate here in just a second. So let's actually bring in a second player. New Pi. So we're looking at this. Okay, here's the server. The server can go into on-duty mode and change into the uniform. But let's actually go into Joe, new player here. Hit G. Shit, I broke it again. Now it's making everybody the freaking admin. Yep, can't do that. Um, yeah, every time I start getting to work on something, I've actually got to go back in and fix something that I break. What was happening is, and look, it's starting to get clean. Um, and setting the admin. So I got movement inputs in this pale blue. Damage, so far that's all I got, damage in red. Bindings, interactions, and admin stuff. So what I've got to fix, what happens when I press the G key, it asks are you a moderator or an admin, and if you're none of the above, then it just reports back saying you're a normal player. Um, but what I've got to do is fix it to where where the hell did I had my begin play stuff? So phone, dances, startup stuff. So host check. They're right here. And that should have worked. So run on server. I'm just running just that. So I'm probably going to have to break that up into, yeah, let's just do that real quickly. Because this was working, and then of course I had to break it. And actually, you know what? Instead of trying to fix something that's broke, just start from scratch. So host check, we need to do a client version first, I'm assuming, and custom. But how do we get this to actually do what I want it to do here? I said this is working just fine until the client was broken. Then I had to do other stuff to fix it to where it checked for, you know, for that. So host check. This actually has to run on begin play. So it has to check to see if you are the admin or the host. And I can't just do check as admin because I need something to actually trigger it to say you are the admin. I have to fix this before I can go back into the other shit because I broke this for some reason. So client multicast reliable, but here's the thing. I should be able to just run on owning client. Because what I'm trying to do is actually find out yeah. I was going to stream to Twitch, and it kept failing to start. So I was like, you know what, screw this. So host check. This is what it was before. It's actually just running this, and shouldn't need to go this route because I just needed to run a check. I'm assuming running on owning client should allow me to just run it on my own client and verify. So when I hit G, you can see, well, it's kind of hard to see there, but it reports back from the client that he's just a normal player. But if I do that from, there we go. Damn it, I broke it again. Alright, let me set it up to where you can actually see what's going on. Alright, so this is our client. Whenever client's running around and presses G, it'll report back saying normal player because he's just a normal player. But when the host is running around doing his thing, hits G, it's reporting back saying that he's the admin. So, client here, normal player. If I go into my phone and press this key, nothing happens. And that's the way it should be. Okay? Did it just start working? So, if I am the admin, if I press 1, you can see that I'm in the FBI uniform. But guess what? Client can't see it again. But let's show off the admin gun. So this is the client, and this is the server. If I go into my phone, go in here, use mod maker gun, go into first person view, and target the player. I mean, I can actually close the phone and be a lot easier to work with. But target the player that I want to attack, and I'm going to have to refine this quite a bit. Go back in there and turn this back off, so that whenever I'm in this mode, it doesn't work anymore. So technically speaking, now the client is now a moderator. So if I hit G, it reports back saying moderator, which is fine. So if I go into my phone as a moderator, I now have a moderator screen, and I can go on duty, which now puts me in the police uniform. And that's working just fine. So as a police officer, you'd be able to go on patrol and do your thing and that kind of stuff. But why did I break this? How did I break that? You know, the one simple thing. So I go in here and run it in selected viewport, go on duty, no problem whatsoever. I see it. But what I've got to do is isolate to where I guess instead of just doing set admin is true or false, I'm going to actually have to build some functionality into the client side. Alright, so I don't need anything on the remote side. I just need something on the authority side to run off of from here. So I guess I could do this. Set is admin to true under client host check, which is a multicast reliable. This, let's see what the hell happens if I run it on server again. No, because if I do that, when I run this, we're going to get authority for this, which is multicast. I'll plug it in just to see, but I'm pretty sure that's going to fail across the board. I really want to get back to actually working on my vendor instead of fixing this. So no problem with one player. Bring back in 2. Alright, so client is now doing it. See, that's what I was afraid of. So the client can report back saying that they're the admin and they can go on duty. As you can see, so that's no bueno. Yep, this is actually the final version that I'm going to be releasing. And part of what's going to be going on here is as the player you're running around, if you are the admin, the host of the game, you know, the whole nature of Stream Party is that you're inviting a bunch of people to come in and you're streaming this game, or you're just doing it as an after show to your normal stream, just kind of goofing off, doing fun stuff with your Patreons or your viewers or what have you. And as the host of the game, you can open up your cell phone, and yes, that is the correct time and date that it is working. You can go into your admin panel and there'll be a lot more options in here. I'm just doing one option at a time. But being able to turn on your mod maker, which allows you to target a player that's a friend that you know that you can trust and make them a moderator. And the admin can promote people to moderator. Moderators will then have special abilities that regular players won't have. But regular players will have access to the regular phone. It's just that right here, like say if you're dancing, you don't want to do your sexy style, you want to do some churn butter, you can change your dance emotes. There'll be other options in here like wear hat or wear a mask feature. Other little things that you can do for customizing your character. Go to the home screen, check your balance. I don't have any money. This one will be set up to have some game options like disable sound or whatever I come up with for inside here. Then I've got more buttons that I can activate as I get time. It said only the server admin or the host will have has access to this button right here. But once you're a moderator, then you get access to a different control panel. You get a different panel than what the admin has. On the fence on whether or not it should have any kind of hunger and thirst, so you can actually come in here and deal with a vendor and buy food or drink. For right now, this door over here is where I will be working on trying to fix once I get past this error, which I'll just get on with the vendor stuff and come back and fix this moderator issue later. This actually would just be as a release title. This is going straight to Steam. So you go to this vendor, and for right now, he'll just have the masks for sale. You know, these are just display items. They're set to rotate, but what it is if you go to the actual item, I've just set up one rotating mask and set up custom variables inside of it, so you can see they're all the alien mask. If you click on it, you can set up whether it's rotating or not, how fast or slow it rotates, and what mask is going to be in that location. So even though they all look the same here, each one's different because I went through and actually changed them here. Being able to set up custom variables like that makes life a lot easier. I've got other templates that I'll be releasing, you know, as people show interest in them. But, you know, a little bit at a time. Like I said, I've got to fix this crap. But I got to do that. I can't do that. Alright, so like I said, I'll come back and I'll fix this later. It's tricky trying to get it to where only the admin can do just what I want to do and not interfere with the actual other player. So the vendor, I've also got, let's go ahead and save this map real quick and pop over. The other thing that I'm working on is trying to come up with the ability to spawn these. My zombie spawner isn't working as planned. So let's actually grab zombie chick. She's facing away from us. And let's go ahead and throw on waypoint 1 and waypoint 2. And I removed the nav mesh bounds from this map, I believe. Yep, I sure did. Easy enough to fix. What was it? 10. So yeah, she'll just sit there and wander. You know, the zombies will go from waypoint 1. They get there, they'll turn and go to waypoint 2. But since she saw me, she'll come over and I don't have anything for animations on it yet. But we'll do an attack, and you can see it diminished my health a little bit. So when they get close enough, they actually will attack. So just the experimental portion of that so far. But what I'm wanting to do is actually spawn a zombie spawner into the map, and just throw 1 and 2 back in. But when I do that, dumbass things are spawning, but they're dead. They don't move. So, I don't know. We'll address that issue later on. For the vendor. And let's turn your ass around so I can face you. So I've put the zone so that whenever you're standing at that counter, you walk over and talk to him. So I'm just going to go ahead and put him at 0, 0. And essentially need a reference and nice, neat, clean. I haven't cleaned up these yet. I know I've been bad. Screw it. Let's just start from here. Well, we don't need anything there. At cause vendor. And then we'll do keyboard E. So we are at cosmetic vendor. We can do this. I haven't created a widget yet, so I'm not going to build the rest just yet. Go to the NBC vendor and go to my sales area, which is the nice little big box there in front of them. And on component begin overlap and end overlap. And we don't want any actor doing this, so we just want our player. And set at cause vendor. And Control C, Control V. Check that. So whenever we're in that little box area, we will, set that variable, and we can actually then use the widget that I will create in just a moment. Let's get the widget started. Hello. Thank you. User interface, widget, cause, and widget. Now we can actually do this. Create widget. It is going to be our vendor. I need to revisit my get player controller and actually get a better reference to the actual player. But we're going to create that. We are going to, whether I use it or not, I'm going to go ahead and add a new vendor reference to it. Cause vend. The long name for the thing, but a reference to it so we can kill it. So if we're at the cosplay vendor, we set our input, and we need to add to import, add to viewport. We need to set input to game and UI. I'll plug in that widget reference. We need to show our mouse cursor. Alright, so that's going to get us into it. Let's just go ahead. There's nothing in here, so let's actually just... There, we have something. just so we can see something there. So we hit play, walk over, and there's our button. Okay, so what I actually want to do is set it up so whenever we're out of it, let's go back. Why did I close my vendor? Alright, so we have all that. We could actually then, I guess, remove it from here. And we're saying no, we're no longer at it. Let's go ahead and get our vendor reference. And we also want to, and we're not going to be able to do that. Set input to game mode only. Will it let me connect that? Of course not. Get our player controller. We also want to move from parent, and we also want to disable our mouse cursor. Because I want, if you walk away, I want you to go back to normal. So walk over, we're at the vendor, we walk away, the widget goes away, and we have full control again. Go back over to them again, and we have access to our widget again. So we don't actually have to have a kill switch inside of our widget. So let's actually go ahead and, for now, the let's throw an image, and we'll anchor it to the center. Size, let's make it lack of a better for right now. Then we'll split the difference. So 300, 300, 600 by 600. Let's just change it down to black. You know, you could also do that's good. Good enough for now. I'm not worried about the widget looking pretty. I'll come back in and do the cosmetic stuff later. I want to get the functionality there first. Call this our background. And another thing we need to do is make sure that this is -3 or so on the Z order, so it's always behind everything. I guess for now, let's just have one central button. Actually, no. Don't want you yet. Might as well do something close to what we're going to do. Get a vertical box. Drag it in here. Anchor it to the center. Yes, I could actually use math. -290, -290, and the size 580. And there, it's actually symmetrical and clean. And then we can actually go in here and just put in text block, center it, and cosmetic, screw it. Cosmetic gear, yay, and there's much rejoicing. And then I'm just going to throw in spacer. And I always give it like a 2020. I could adjust it later as I need to. And then I'm not going to worry about doing money and purchasing because I don't have any money yet. Button, got some text on it. And free mask. We just want it to give us the mask. Our player doesn't have a mask ability yet. So we need to create that. So let's go to viewport, mask, click on our mesh, let's add a component. Items. Because Trump. Add component. And it's mask. It's going to get socketed to the head. And just because, rotate it 90. Here's where the problem runs into is some characters, the mask is not going to look right. Go in here and play with the mask on. As you can see, the beard is like, it's just not working right. So, mask, let's scale it 1.1. Just make it a little bit bigger. Shit. I can still see hair sticking through it. Oh well, that's just something to fix for another time. Okay. So the mask, we're not going to. I wish there was an activate, but there's not. Just said turn off visibility. And then come in here. Custom event. Client wear mask. And just because we're going to need a variable in here in just a minute, this is going to be multicast reliable. Not everything has to be reliable, by the way, but these are some things that I'm working on that they should be. We need to get mask. And first off, we need to set static mesh. And we need this to actually be a variable. But because I'm stupid, press damn promote variable. And mask. If we don't own one, then it's not going to matter. We're going to set that in the vendor itself. So there is no reference to that mask whatsoever. So nothing will show up. Set visibility to true. And for now, let's go ahead and remove the mask. We don't want anything there whatsoever. So no matter what, it's trying to set visibility to something that's not there. It may not like it, but whatever. So client wear mask, we're changing our static mesh, and we shouldn't have to do this part. No, I'm not gonna actually do. Yeah, I'm gonna do that because it needs to be pushed in through there. I'll probably redo this about 15 times. So for now, let's just go ahead and do wear mask. Server reliable. Switch has authority and client wear mask. So this is not even triggered from here. This will be triggered from widgets. So bam, when we hit this, unclicked. We don't need none of you. Go in there. So when we click that button, we're going to cast to our player, learning how to spell. Yeah, where's the fun in that, though, right? And we're going to set owned mask. We don't. We just need to put something in here. Mask. Let's do clown. So we get a free clown mask. Then let's go ahead and wear a mask.